Contest and two-player team screen. So it looks like we're about to get underway. And we are off. Again, Doggone Country 1, this is any percent all stages. Basically what that just means is that we will be playing all the stages. All right, Nathan already starting off with the swag. Ooh, all right. Giving us some slap slides right at the beginning, showing us that big extendo at the beginning of the match. So extendos are just a way, for the most part, just the basic mechanics of this game are pretty simple. You're going to roll with Y, which will also hold Y to run, and then you'll jump. And that's pretty much all the basic stuff. However, we have a lot of ways to get more out of our rolls. Generally, you want to be rolling the entire time. And what you saw out of Nathan there in the first level right there in 1-1 is one of the kind of your bread and butter technique, those extendos. Which just by letting go of Mill taking a death there on trying to get into that bonus barrel, automatically putting him behind the 8-ball. But yeah, an extendo works basically by letting go of your roll at a certain point, letting go of Y, and then repressing. And repressing it at a later point, a specific spot, you can get an extendo off of it. The roll will just go further. So Nathan moving into 1-3. I think 1-3 can tend to be almost one of the trickier levels of the first half of the game. You got right there a little zip through that crawl space, which is caused by just hitting Y as you're hitting the ground. Which can be a little tight on the timing, but you can kind of find a rhythm for it. A little bit sloppy on the tires there at the end because of just the nature of where the save point or the checkpoint barrel is in that level. You just won't be getting it in any sort of like a higher level run. So it can be pretty frustrating when you're just bouncing on a tire there at the end to optimally move through and then just bounce straight up into a Kremling. It's certainly a spot. I took a death late in this level in my run earlier, and it's not how you kind of want to get your run started in a way. And here we are already in 1-4 Coral Capers, our first water level of the game. And your basic idea, there are 4 water levels. 3 of them we're going to be getting Eduardo or Ungard. And he's really, really fast. You're not going to see a lot of the animal buddies throughout this run. There are certain ones skipped altogether like Winky and Squawks, but Ungard is pretty much always preferred in the water. So Nathan heading out of Coral Capers as Mill working through, trying to recover from that early death he had in 1-2. Nathan playing really solid, though. Mill electing for a little bit safer route around that croctopus there. And right there, Nathan used another variation on that extendo technique that I was talking about to be able to get all the way down to that Kremling, the platform right above the Kremling, so then he could take the effectively warp barrel of sorts to skip the rest of that level. Mill unfortunately lost Ungard, but able to hug the ceiling and pretty much take care of it from there. On Nathan's screen right now, you're seeing kind of just optimizing this fight. As soon as the Naughty reaches the apex of his jump, that's when they are vulnerable. All right, so Nathan moving out. Looks like he had about a 350 World 1 time. Solid for a tournament, for sure. All right, Mill coming up on the extendo himself. Let's see if he's able to get it. 1-2, repress after the third. Ooh, unfortunately lost Diddy there, and he is electing to just move on. He is going to take the casual route, which this casual route is actually much, much harder than doing the level normal, than doing the barrel skip for the second half. So he's moving through it fine so far. Oh, commentator's curse. That is without a doubt. And he didn't get the checkpoint. If you had the checkpoint, it would without a doubt be faster just to take a death. It's He actually pulled off the extendo, but was not able to get the... let's see, all right, he's coming up on it again. Yeah, he just kind of messed up when he was supposed to jump. So now he'll be able to get through the rest of the level. Right now, as we're speaking about that, Nathan is here at the end, or kind of saying he's trying to get that zip. He refused. I love to say that. He refused to not get that zip. We talked about it a little bit, but you can effectively jump through those crawl spaces as opposed to crawling through them, as you would expect you could. Going for, all right, so electing to bail out on the risky tire jump there. Try to clear that whole gap. This is just another level where we don't get the checkpoint barrel. So any deaths here late in the level is like a 40 to 45 second time loss, which is not what you want to see in a tournament for sure. Here we have another war barrel. Just simply turn around to the left and you're good to go. And right here, instead of moving up that tire, you have a lot with the enemies in this game that don't, and you'll see in the next level as well, with the enemies in this game that you can't actually damage yourself where they're invincible, you can actually roll through a lot of them. Not including bees, but obviously they have completely different properties. All right, so here Nathan is setting up a super jump to get Donkey up into that barrel. Looks like he was able to hit it. Very nice. Skipping into the end of the level. And then once again, using those iframes like I was talking about to just roll through the big enemy right there. That is a Donkey Kong exclusive barrel up there. And that super jump was a glitch. We'll explain it more in a bigger application of it coming up in a few levels. But it's also important that he wants to leave Donkey Kong in front here, because you actually need Donkey for another Donkey Kong exclusive warp barrel that's coming up in the very next level. So it's faster just to leave Donkey in the front as opposed to swapping to him, because I haven't really talked about it with you guys yet tonight, but the basic idea is that you want to be Diddy for like 95% of this run. He's faster, jumps better, just rolls go further. Just like everything about Diddy is better for a speed run. So right there, again, that warp barrel that he just took to get to this point, that was a Donkey Kong exclusive barrel. It's also a time-based one that you got to get there fast enough for. Treetop Down just has another warp barrel here that you can jump up to. It's one of the last warp barrels you're going to be seeing for a while. It's like Mill moving his way through a Bouncy Bonanza right now. Getting through, that's a very, very tough level. Probably some would say, I would say the second hardest level of kind of the first half of the game, behind Temple Tempest, in my opinion. All right, so Nathan's coming up on this spot. Basically what he's doing here, again, he's getting another super jump, which was charged by taking that, or which was stored by taking that damage with Diddy up against a wall, which then made Diddy in his death animation go straight up in the air, which is what actually stored the animation, which stored this super jump. He was then able to take damage with Donkey Kong and then fall off a ledge holding Y, B, and right, and that was able to bounce him straight up in the air. This whole time he's been holding right, Y, and B up until a certain spot, which was actually pretty early on. He let go of it. Because as long as you're holding B, you're going straight up in the air. You're constantly gaining height. And then when you let go of B, you start falling back to the ground. So very well executed there. This is, in my opinion, the hardest level in the first half of the run, though, Temple Tempest. There's two different routes you can take through here. The man's route you're going to be seeing here with all the extendos. Starting with this one right here, able to get you over that gap without the rope. This one looks very scary. Watch this one right here. You roll very, very deep there, able to skip completely over that first rope. You see a lot of just having to set up with some camera manipulation to get Kremlings all on screen, then being able to roll through all of them. Here he's going for the Omega. Let's even get the big one. Double extendo, double extendo. He elected to pull out just a little bit early, losing just a very small amount of time. But he was able to roll through the big enemy as well, so made a little bit of it back anyways. That can be a scary one because you can gain so much speed. I've found it can be really hard to react to. If you're not going to get it, you'll just fall in that pit. So now he's going to be going for a trick called the map warp glitch, where if you fly back to World 1, if you're either in Funky's airship or you have one Kong, when you hit all these little divots in the on World 1, you can warp to certain places. Looks like he got it 4th try, pretty solid for a tournament. Ooh, Mill, unfortunately, did not get his super jump set up. But as you can see with Nathan right there, by getting that map warp, he was able to put him right at the end of Orangutan Gang. It's a trick that's actually been known about for many, many years in the speedrunning community, and it wasn't until about, I want to say 3 years ago or so, maybe about 20, either 13 or 14, they elected to make it legal in 80% all stages, since you are still completing the stage. Ooh, unfortunately, Mill not able to get the super jump on that attempt as well. Electing to just go. It's unfortunately because of how far back you get sent. You go back to the beginning of the level. You about break even, I find anyways, by just playing out the level as opposed to dying and then trying to set it all up and play through the level again. Nathan able to get that early hit there. It's kind of preferred if you're a beginner to use Donkey in these shots. Ooh, does well. All right, he is using Donkey now. Just because Donkey, one of the few benefits of him is that he holds the barrel above his head, so you can kind of jump up into enemies. However, again, we want to be swapping between characters as little as possible, and if you jump with Diddy at the very beginning of the fight and at the apex of his jump, as the stinger of the bee is overhead and release, then it will release into a stinger and you'll be able to get the hit. So, unfortunate little time loss there for Nathan. There will be a GK barrel relatively early in Snow Barrel Blast level 4-1 coming up. And here we got Mill and Temple Tempest as well, also electing to not take the bird, which I didn't even actually explain, is the other route, the alternative route you could do. It loses about 5 seconds to a well-executed extendo route. And you can even see right there, those couple times where Mill was grabbing the ropes as opposed to getting those full extendos, you almost need to hit almost every single strat it's recommended of the extendos. Otherwise, it's not worth it to just not take the... Otherwise, it's just not worth it to not just take Espresso, the bird, which is in a little side room. Mill showing off that he's very comfortable with playing with Donkey, though. Played the entire last run, one of his races. Boy, that... Just want to note once again that Donkey is fat and Donkey is slow. So just running along there where Diddy would clear all those Kremlings at the end very easily, he still had to roll through. Ooh, looks like, yes, he... Okay, so Mill actually electing to just play the level. So this is the level that you would have not seen on Nathan's side of the screen. Looks like Mill might be going... Okay. Maybe just swagging out a little bit. I thought he was going to pull out some true any percent strats on us. Again, the reason why this is any percent all stages instead of just any percent is because you saw that map warp right there. That's an example that Nathan did a little bit earlier on this stage. That's just an example of some of the many, many ways this game is broken, all the different warps you can do. Mill looks like he has swapped over into full-on Donkey Kong mode here. Playing a lot of the run with Donkey. Meanwhile, on Nathan's side of the screen, looks like he's moving through World 4 pretty well. In an optimized 80% all stages run, this is now the only level where you're going to see Espresso. Espresso is very, very crucial to doing this level quickly. If you lose Espresso, I mean, as you can see, you're just running through very, very fast, flying over all these different gaps and stuff, and slow obstacles you'd have to worry about. It's pretty much recommended if you lose Espresso before a certain spot, it's faster just to die and just do the level over again. because you all of a sudden have to wait on a lot of rope cycles. Diddy can only help so much in that level. And here we are, Nathan, moving into the beginning of Croctopus Chase. Looks like it was probably about... I generally try to note when you enter this level, because it's a lot of runners will kind of consider this like the halfway point of the run. I thought until he's kind of put it better earlier, kind of the intermission of sorts of this run. Because the first half of the game really isn't too bad. You've had a couple, like Temple Tempest is genuinely a very difficult level. All the extendos you got to do. Bouncy Bonanza can be tough. A few of the levels here and there, but for the most part, you're not really going to lose your run in the first half of the game. You're really looking at the run ramping up throughout after you get out of this level. Speaking of this level right now, it's definitely a level that you're pretty much never going to reset your run here. You're never going to lose that much time, but it is like with a lot of other water levels in the DKC trilogy. There's some of the hardest. This is one of the hardest levels to optimize. You don't have Unguard to make the water level a lot easier. It's just a lot about cornering, moving around corners. Imagine each of like the rocks that he's swimming around are more like a curved hitbox as opposed to a box like they might look like. So really understanding those can definitely save you a good like 5 or so seconds over a player who just maybe knows the route, but it doesn't exactly know the exact movement they should be doing. Nathan moving through it very well though here. And it looks like Mill. I think I saw him electing to go back and get the Funky Kong airship at some point. I called it an airship. I'm in Final Fantasy mode. Yeah, but it was able to get through that. Nearing the end of World 3 right now. So now the run really ramps up for Nathan on the left side. There's a lot of very advanced strats that you can go for here, rolling off of the ends of like the different oil cans and such. So he's opting out of a few of them. Looks like he's going to, just take the checkpoint. Was able to get the zip there, very nice. Elected to not throw the barrel there, which is a little bit faster. Ooh, and going for a tight jump there over that large enemy and the blade saw. While that's only a 30-second level, it's some of the hardest 30 seconds of platforming you can reach at a high level in this run. And now here we are at Rope Bridge Rumble. Another, the tough levels really here in the second half won't give up much. There's lots of, especially a technique I haven't talked about much, are these tire rolls you're seeing. So if you're on the very top middle of tires, they will just bounce you up in the air and they'll eat your jump or your roll, or they'll eat your roll specifically. However, if you get off of the centerpiece, you can roll off of them. They're a little bit tight depending on what your approach is. Yeah, you're probably going to see one right here rolling off, barely making that last platform, and now rolling through the last army to get through that last tire. Very nice Rope Bridge Rumble by Nathan there. Nathan looks like, 34 seems about right. He uses a lot of pretty high-level strats. But it doesn't look like some of those levels can look even more insane than that. So Nathan's going to elect to not go for the super jump roll that you could get in Oil Drum Alley, instead sacrificing Donkey Kong there. As you saw that boss, each successive time you hit it, it would jump up once, then twice, then 3 times. Had he not sacrificed Donkey there, just running into him, he would have jumped 4 more times. So it's a good way to save, probably, I would imagine, close to 8 seconds or so with Donkey right there at the end. Nathan electing going a little bit safe there by just grabbing Donkey. I believe that was an intentional grab of Donkey. It's pretty easy to lose Diddy here in this stage. So for a tournament match, certainly makes sense. Reminder that also the seeding of the bracket portion of this is right now, it's looking pretty safe that Nathan is more than likely going to be moving on out of pools with this win tonight. But he also wants to make sure, it doesn't always pay to just be swagging all the time. You want to try to execute the runs as well as you can, because a lot of the seeding will also come down to just what your best times are in this section. So he's coming up on the very end of Oil Drum Alley, executed very well by him. I was talking over the whole thing, but very good Oil Drum Alley right there. That level is one of them I've been told is much, much harder when you don't get the super jump roll, which is a technique it looks like you're probably just not going to really see any of in this match tonight, at least. Mill using the warp barrel and slip slide ride and just sticking with Donkey. It is easier to get up to that warp barrel with Donkey. You're not really supposed to be able to get up to it with Diddy. It's supposed to be a Donkey exclusive. But again, looking like Mill has switched over. It almost seems like Mill, maybe at the beginning of this, was taking it a little bit more seriously. See if he had a shot or not. But now it's just showing us all the Donkey swag right now. Is he going to? Oh, he is? Okay. He is actually going to let Diddy ride Espresso. I'm surprised. All right, proud of him. Let Diddy have some fun. Meanwhile, Nathan coming up here on the very end of 5-3 Elevator Express or whatever this is called. I can't remember the name of the level. It doesn't matter. I'm surprised I remembered as many levels as I can. But coming up here, he's going to be using a pretty interesting strat where he's going to manipulate these platforms by turning the camera to the left, waiting until just now, and then getting up on it, which should allow him to get under that platform and up onto this one, saving him a handful of seconds. And now moving into the final water level of the game, and definitely the toughest poison pond. There's some pretty advanced strats you can go for here, but this is pretty much, if you're doing runs of this game and you ever lose Unguard, then it's worse than a death in a lot of ways. Ooh, and there it is. He did lose Unguard now. He probably got far enough in the screen, yes. If you lose him too far back, he can just despawn going far enough left on that side of the screen. So definitely a time loss there, but able to recover off of it. Oh, well, that is for sure. Unguard is gone, but there is a backup Unguard over here. Taking a little bit, usually I see people take that middle route. It kind of shows just how important Unguard is here to going fast in this level. So there is also, going for, wow. Nathan going in hard. There's a little bit easier, there's a much, much, much easier strat you can do right there. Where you just kind of wait for those first couple of blade saws to go by. Donkey having a good time there on Unguard. He's getting to have his point in the run. We're seeing here in chat, possibly he was, I think he just found out that he was not on PB pace, so he decided to get some words of wisdom from Cranky Kong right there. Appreciate that from Nathan. And now going to be going for a glitch. I don't actually know what this one is called, but effectively by walking into that minecart, actually, let me see if he gets this. No, okay. Elected to not go for the jump roll there, it looks like, at least with the setup. It's a pretty risky strat, so that makes sense in a tournament race. But by walking into the minecart as opposed to jumping into it, the game just thinks you're still on the ground. So when it gives you that auto jump with Diddy, you can then just start cartwheeling and moving your way through the stage without having to ride all these different minecarts, saving a good little chunk of time. And right there, he only is getting into the minecart just because simply the glitch just doesn't work anymore once you get to that point for whatever reason. Also seeing more of these tire rolls off the end of them. A little bit faster. You're saving just a little bit of time every time you are rolling off of them as opposed to jumping on the tire and then bouncing on the Kremling. But that will get him out of Minecart Madness. He only has one level left to go in World 5. World 5 is definitely a bit of a gauntlet. Almost every stage besides 5-2, Trick, is a very tough level that can kill your run. Nathan getting the DK barrel and looks, that I was like, he's either swagging out or that was a mistake to grab him. So yeah, immediately just electing to swap to him and lose him. Grabbing him again. Maybe this is swag. Maybe he's just frustrated he just lost his PB pace run. He's just gonna take it out on Donkey. No, dude, he's dancing. I don't even. This is quite the late night match, guys. Saw some slap slides in there. I'm liking it. Meanwhile, Mill working his way through Torchlight trouble. Sometimes I'm just electing to make up the names, maybe. No, it's Torchlight trouble. And I saw a little bit of Squawks the bird. You generally shouldn't be seeing Squawks in that level. It's his only level in the run. Simply because he causes a ton of lag. And with that, Mill moving his way into Rope Bridge Rumble. Again, a pretty tough level. Ooh, unfortunately takes a death there. Still got plenty of lives. Doesn't look like he's really in danger right now, at least, of game overing or anything. And you might think, like, oh, it's weird to even talk about game overing. I remember Garrison, old runner of this game and world record holder, he'd say, you know, the first, like, many times you run this game, your first goal is just not to game over. Doggone Country just kind of has a series in terms of speed running is one where you're going for all these strats that will save you like a second or maybe sometimes even much less than a second, and if you miss them you die and you lose 30 seconds to a minute, and that's just kind of the nature of these games as speed runs. So it's gonna be one where like you can find a lot of alternative little easier strats that you can then adapt to. With that, Nathan moving into the final full actual world of this run. He's right now on Tanked Up Trouble, which is basically just a straight up auto scroller. However, we have two different variations on a jump roll we can do here to save a ton of time. I don't know the exact numbers. The first one is called Creme Tut. Creme representing the enemy that you would do the jump roll off of, and Tut being Tanked Up Trouble. Let's see if he's going to like to go for it or not. Looks like he's going to try. He was not able to get it. Okay, so that was the faster, harder version. This is the slower, still saves a ton of time. He's getting set up, loading this bird on the right, and able to nail it. He has Bird Tut, as they call it. That is going to save him over 40 seconds, I know it is, in the run. He has to do a little bit of dodging here. He had to dodge that bee back there because bees can hit him. And right there, he's actually just waiting until that naughty falls off, because when you're in this jump roll state properly, you're actually slowly losing height. And again, as I told you right there, you can still interact with the bees. Most of the bees can still kill you out of this. So you see he's barely scraping underneath each of them. That made sure he could clear all of them by just kind of wiggling back and forth. When that second naughty falls off the platform, that's when you know you have the cue to go forward. Jump roll just as a technique is basically, it's, the technique is called jump roll. You are jumping on something, you're effectively falling on an enemy, and you're rolling through it on the same frame. So you just have to hit Y on the right frame, but that one can be pretty tough because there's just this entire setup to it and everything, and then it's one frame in a 60 FPS game. Can make doing runs of this game attempts very, very frustrating, since that one's pretty much required once you get a pretty solid PB. And Nathan making his way through Manic Mincers. It was the only time you're going to ideally see Ramby in an 80% all stages run. He's very frustrating to use. I don't even actually... I do a super jump over this level, which loses a couple of seconds. But, yeah, they basically actually... It's a developer thing where they built in input delay for him. Because they wanted, I guess, a little more realism in their game. And it looks like Nathan is going for... Yes, he was going for the super jump roll, which is... kind of similar to what you just saw there in that jump roll, but It's you also roll. You have a cartwheel through it, and you just have a ton of speed off of it. So it would save a lot of time if you get it, but it's very, very tough. And it's also once again a frame perfect trick. But yeah, with Rambi, they just had a lot of built-in input delay on him to make him feel just heavier. Yeah, an interesting gaming choice, obviously. But always part of Misty Minds I like to see here, just kind of spacing out these properly to bounce off of the top of these little clap traps as you're going through. Very scary jump he could go for here right at the end. We'll see if he elects to. No, he's going to go off the top of the can. And probably a good choice at this point. Meanwhile, Mill working his way through. This was the one, Elevator Express Antics. I don't remember the. Why is this? I decided to commentate on the level that I don't remember the name of. Ooh, losing Diddy there. Dude, I just get excited when he loses Diddy. All of a sudden he has to play with Donkey. So he is electing not to go for the show. It is apparently, from what I understood from hearing some commentary earlier, it is possible to do that, manipulate that camera manipulation strat with Donkey. It's, I just imagine, a lot harder. And I look over, guys, we have dueling donkeys on stream. Now this is some true DKC1 speedrunning. I mean, this is his game. So it's the only one. It's the only one of the series he's in. Well, the original trilogy, anyways. Ooh, and Mill immediately looking like kind of just forgetting where he was supposed to go. Has already lost Ungard twice, and now he's just going on. Once you see Ungard move backwards, you pretty much know you're done. Like, you're not going to be able to catch up with him. Oh, and then taking the death as well. They annoyingly just decided to make Ungard the same speed as you underwater. So, and again, like, that death he took there, even though that might seem like he was, like, kind of far into the level, I guarantee you this would still save him time just to take that death there and then go back. I don't have any hard evidence on this, but yeah, it's, no Ungard is just very slow. Ooh, Nathan taking a death on Platform Perils. Platform Perils is really the last true rut. Ooh, taking another death there. Trying to do some slap slides with Donkey again. We're seeing the swag from the boys tonight. Ooh, and Mill once again taking a hit as he was turning around. Poison Pond, like, I don't think of it as a super challenging level, I would say. Like, super tight execution outside of one real section where you can go for, that Nathan went for earlier. Where you can do a couple of extra charges with Ungard. But it's just a level that's extremely punishing. When you lose Ungard, you just lose a million seconds. It sucks. Looking back over at Nathan, he just went past the section where you could do a super jump. Not sure if he went for it and missed it, but I see him with Donkey, so it evidently did not turn out very well. So death cycling here a little bit. Again, the only real way, you know, in terms of kind of improving, you know, kind of for this tournament, the only way, from what I understand at least about the rules, that he was really going to be able to save, to kind of improve everything, his standings, was going to be to get a PD here, since he got his PD in the tournament. Able to get the jump roll there as well. This one saves, I think I understand, about 15-ish seconds. And skips over a very difficult end of the level just as a whole. Yeah, that is true. You gotta figure he would have saved at that point. Alright, so very nice work there by Nathan. That is effectively the end of the run. I didn't even notice it, dude. Mill got the frame perfect. This is generally one of the easier ones, kind of one of the first ones you'll learn. But it's very scary to go for in a tournament format because if you go a frame early, oh, there you go, Nathan showing off Candy Kong, giving us all the features. We've seen Candy Kong, we've seen Cranky Kong, and Funky Kong, all this. Dude, this is a true family effort for them to be able to take down K. Rool tonight. I love it. But yeah, Mill getting the jump roll. Seen a lot of jump rolls here in this race. Nice to see. Again, that is still frame perfect. It's one of the easier ones because there's no setup to it. It's just up to you for when you're actually falling on them. And then you just have to time the Y press accordingly. I think that jump roll saves, it sadly only saves about 4 seconds. But still, it's a frame perfect trick. Always nice to be able to nail those in any speedrun. So Nathan moving into the final level, the final boss, immediately switching over to Donkey and giving us a lot of slap slides. K-Rool has 3 different phases. This one where he just basically runs back and forth. There's actually 4 hits, technically. Then the second phase, you're going to have the cannonballs. There is a pixel-perfect position you can stand in to not get hit by them. It doesn't look like you're going to see it here from Nathan, at least here in the first cycle of them. And then we'll get our real fake credits. We'll see our final phase. Mill making his way on the final level of World 5 right now. Working through Blackout Basement. Ooh, that was well, he just hit the checkpoint, so not a big deal. But I like to grab that checkpoint. This can be a very tough, punishing level if you take a death late and if you just miss one movement somewhere. So for a kind of a tournament format, I like to just jump up and grab that platform or grab that checkpoint. Mill making his way through. Ooh, unfortunately takes a death there again. Again, just getting that checkpoint, just kind of cutting out that first, like, 40% of the level or so. Nathan looking like he's going to get about a mid-37 here. Again, obviously had a lot of swag in this run, but was able to hit a couple of different jump rolls. So, good on him for that. Just got one more to go. Ooh, Mill taking another death. Hoping he's going to be able to finish this run. Down to 3 lives, kind of getting there in Dangerville. Not terribly surprising, though, if you're not super familiar with Blackout Basement. This level is, in my opinion, one of the hardest, just pure platforming levels of the entire run. All right, this is the final hit. Sacrificing Donkey at the end. That is the final hit. Nathan ending on a time of 37:13. GG to him. That puts him at 2-1 in Group I. And if I read the brackets correctly, that should advance him successfully into the bracket portion of the tournament. So GG to him, absolutely. See those GGs in chat. Ooh, Mill, all the juice. Knows that last claptrap is there. The devs just loved to throw one extra enemy at you always. People talk about that in Super Meat Boy, how they like to put one final blade saw or something, or one final enemy or whatever it might be, right at the end of a level all the time. Yeah, DKC1 did it first. They put a final enemy at the end of like every level. It was great. Especially in a level like that where you can't, obviously it's Blackout Basement, you can't see stretches for a while. This is one of this boss right here. Well, he just lost Donkey. It's actually one of the few, like one of the only spots in the game where like Donkey legitimately is more useful than Diddy. Because he can just jump on those clumps, that group of enemies that Diddy just had to roll through. And he can jump on these armies and kill them in one shot as opposed to right here. Oh, I was about to say, armies are just generally very dangerous when you're trying to play with Diddy. So hopefully we'll be able to see it here. But yeah, you want to leave Donkey out for this boss. There's not a lot going on with this boss. The basic tech, just to make this boss go a little bit faster, it's effectively as soon as one of the 2 enemies lands on the ground, you can do a fully boosted bounce off of them, and you can get the second one. Because hitboxes in this game don't make sense. You would think you would take damage right there, you would not get priority, but you do, so we take advantage of it here. Ooh, almost missed timing that. Was able to take out the army, though. So Mill through World 5. He's got one world left. Ooh, Nathan, unfortunately, not able to get to the other side to get the ×2 Ramby token. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know where this extra. I wasn't looking at where he went to get here, but apparently there's just 3 tokens of all the different animal buddies, so you can go to their little bonus levels. This, by the way, if you're doing a run, I've done this once before. If you're doing a run and you accidentally get in one of these by grabbing 3 of one animal style token, that is the single worst time loss you can have in this game. Way worse than any death or anything, because there's no way to die. You have to let the timer go all the way down. So I did it once. Oh no, Mill! No! This is not looking good, because now he is locked into World 6. He has 1 life left. There is a 0 life in this game for anyone who doesn't know. Oh, down wide, down wide, down wide. Oh, okay, that's pretty sick. I was about to say I can improve my technique. But yeah, it just so happens there's 3, the espresso level you're seeing right here, which is always my favorite casualty as a kid. I knew where to go to get the ×2 token at the end. There just so happens to be there's 3 espresso tokens kind of on the route-ish in 80% all stages. So if you don't make sure you miss one of them, in optimal movement, you're only going to touch one of them. But if you're bad like me, you're sometimes going to hit 1 or 2 of the others. And I got it at the very end of, they're like one of the very last spots in Poison Pond. Got it. Had to go through this entire mini game, and then it warps you back to either a checkpoint or just the beginning of the level, which I didn't touch the checkpoint, so I went back to the very beginning of the level. It was like probably close to a 3 minute, like a 2.5 to 3 minute time loss all of a sudden. Yes, Nathan does take the win here. Again, more than likely moving him into the bracket portion of the tournament. Again, we are kind of nearing the end of the pools portion of the Donkey Kong Country 1 80% all stages tournament here. We started with 9 different groups, 4 players in each of the groups. So 36 total players, and we'll be cutting that in half, cutting down to 18 people to move into the bracket portion of it. So I'm not going to act like I know exactly how the bracket's going to look. The format, I would assume we'll probably have something we'll have kind of a first round to cut it to 16. I wasn't watching for Ungard. I think Ungard was the only one I didn't ever know exactly where his ×2 was, the big token. Yeah, nice to see a little bit of Winky here, since him and Squawks are so the only 2 animal buddies you just don't see any of in an 80% all stages match, or 80% all stages speedrun. You see only Espresso once now. Espresso used to be seen 3 times in kind of older routes, but now has been almost completely taken out. 4-3 is the only level left with her. And Ramby, you begrudgingly see once. At least he gets the Yoshi treatment. We'll see if Mill's able to kill him off in the next level. It does look like Mill, I couldn't tell. I'm assuming, yeah, he certainly knows how to do bird tut, so it looks like he just wasn't able to hit it back there. Yeah, making sure he doesn't die here at the end, is able to get through. Unfortunately, again, he is still low on lives, and they don't give you the save point here until 3 more levels from now. Yeah, still sitting here at only 2. Playing a little bit safe there. I'd like to see him at least be able to get a finish time. And immediately losing Ramby right there. Getting him back, though. Do you know there are a lot? You saw the technique I talked about earlier with the super jumps, where you can effectively like SMW style, almost like fly over a level. There's actually many levels where you can do it. I think there was like potentially up to 8 jump rolls your super jumps you can do, but almost all of them are slower. This is one of the few that I elect to go for. It wastes from, I understand, like 2 seconds on this level. And it can be a pretty challenging level where you're supposed to use a lot of Rambi, which again has that built-in input delay that Rare thought, that was a great idea. Some impressive jumps, honestly, there by Mill with Donkey. Again, showing that Donkey prowess of his, the Donkey master over here. Making some of those jumps with Donkey's hitbox and just how clunky he is jumping is a lot harder than it looks. Mill making his way to the end of Manic Mincers. He's got 3 more platforming levels to go. We'll see if he's kind of a fight for survival right now. And Nathan seeing if he can lap him right now. Ooh, maybe going for not sure if he's going for like maybe an old summon route or something. I'm not as familiar with those. No, but he's just getting the tokens. He's just having a good time, man. Mill making his way through Misty Mines, losing Diddy right there. He's not too far away from another DK barrel, though. He's just going to have to survive with Donkey, which can be one of the hardest things. Because for the most part, if you're a speedrunner of this game, you just don't practice with Donkey. If you're Donkey, your run's probably dead anyways. And Donkey just controls so much worse than Diddy in general. It's kind of sad because it makes him not even just like a viable, like, oh, okay, well, I took a hit with Diddy, so I can move here a little bit with Donkey. You lose a bunch of time. Again, though, I would almost debate, though, that more runners, especially in no reset formats like this, should do Donkey Kong only runs. Because you can look a little bit competent with him. He's just obviously nowhere near what Diddy is in terms of speed and everything else. Yo, we're going for all Winky? He's in this next level, right? Is he? I actually don't know if he is. Gonna freeze on Nathan here. Not sure if he cut streamer. No, but he's still here. Oh, okay. He just paused. I don't have any music to go off of, so that always looks like just a soft log. Yeah, it looks like in chat he's talking about using an all Winky route, which I'm pretty excited about personally, not gonna lie. Alright, Mill has to beat 1 more level to at least get Candy's save point. So he should be able to get there. I'm gonna call it that he's able to make it. Cutting it a little close on us, though. And you can see there was just kind of a theme for the devs. They like to have the lights off for just most of this video game. 3 different levels with a turning the lights off gimmick. Yeah, they say DKC1's a pretty vanilla platformer, but man, in their few gimmicks, they used them hard. It looks like Nathan rocking an invisible barrel right now. Something we're a little more used to seeing in DKC2, but usually here in DKC1 as well. It looks like all the enemies are off. I have not been watching enough to know what the hell is going on his screen right now. Oh, okay. I was about to say Mill took a death there. I was wondering if he knew he was on that last life or not, if he was just going to go back into platform perils. Taking that save point. We'll see if he's able to get through without necessarily having needed it, though. Again, also, we always appreciate runners after they finish up a run, still stick around and just give us something good. Ooh, unfortunately, Mill taking that death there. Just, giving us something for that side of the screen because it could just be a blank side. Fortunately, Mill taking a death there. Platform Perils is an unbelievably, I find, one of the most difficult levels, just pure platforming levels in the entire run, which is fitting. Like, to me, I enjoy the fact that this run is more backloaded in its difficulty. It feels more like a natural video game progression where, first couple of levels, you got some techniques and stuff that you got. Mill going for the jump roll right there, not able to hit it. That one can be pretty tough. You're basically just kind of learning the technique and whatnot. And then the second half of the run, once you get out of Croctopus Chase, this run turns it up to 11 pretty fast. And I find this level, like, going for the most optimal strats, do a favor for yourself and at some point go watch, like, Eason or Peachy or somebody do it. It can be a pretty insane level to watch, especially without the jump roll, in my opinion. Going through this whole ending, you get a lot of cool extendos, optimal usage of the barrel throwing here at the end. Lots of cool stuff. And maybe even a golden barrel. Ooh, would Mill get the golden barrel here? Let's see if he knows how to get it. Not sure if that's not going to work. Elected to go back. Also, shouts to Tampa in chat. Former runner of this game and big-time tasser of it as well. A tool-assisted speedrunner. Tool-assisted speedruns, for anyone who isn't in the know about that sort of stuff. Ooh, Mill not wanting to wait there. Losing Diddy. It's alright. He's just back to his true love, Donkey Kong. Ooh, showing them slap slides. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how to slap slide. I don't know how it works. I've never tried to learn. I need to, because that's some good swag when you're on a dead run. Alright, so Mill able to get through after the quick little game over he had to take right there. Again, he had the save point. And now moving into the final boss. King K. Rool himself. Again, 3 phases here. One where he just simply runs back and forth. Gotta hit him 4 times after he'll run back once, twice, and 3 times. And then the second phase where he has to dodge some cannonballs, and the third time where he jumps up in the air. And the bosses in this game, as you can see, not terribly ambitious. Losing Donkey right there. Again, there is a magic pixel you can stand on with Diddy. Or, well, actually, you don't know if you can do it with Donkey or not, but you can definitely do it with Diddy, at least. There's a magic little pixel you can stand on where all those cannonballs will just miss you. Not sure if I've seen anybody in this tournament use that yet. I'm sure somebody has. We've had quite a few matches so far. Again, everyone gets excited because we got really just a handful more pools matches that we need to get through. And then after that, we're going to have the bracket portion of this, which I believe will be... I'm probably passing on so much false information, but I do believe we're going to be seeing single elimination once we get to that point. We'll see a lot of high-level players like Favlo, Canis, Eason, current world record holder Peachy, Void, who I think has the best time of the tournament so far at 33:02, which he got in his match with me. I just want to note that. Also, Nathan, once again, showcasing just how busted this game really is. Donkey's just kind of doing his thing. Like, I actually don't know. I'm assuming he's controlling Diddy right now. He's controlling both of them, dude. What is even going on, dude? So Mill just has 1 hit left to go here. Looks like he's going to get a low 54. He doesn't take a hit here at the end. So he's able to get underneath him. He's not hit him early. He does get the final hit. And Mill coming in second place with a 54.04. GG to him. Showing off a lot of fun throughout that. Showing off his donkey prowess. believe Millnium also joined the. Millnium is one of my favorite tournament players in general because he likes to join a lot of the different tournaments that we have in the speedrunning community. I believe he's also in the No Cape No Star World SMW tournament that just got started here within the last couple of days. So if you guys enjoy SMW, enjoy yourself some Millnium action, he'll be there as well. For now, though, we will go ahead and bring up the Discord, see if any of them want to get in for some commentary. See if I can get that set up real quick. Actually, not in the race channel. He's also in the No Cape No Star World SMW tournament that just got started here within the last couple of days. Oh, is that? Oh, it's not a race. That's why. Do I need to go to SRL? SRL on forever. That's a lie. I go to SRL. Was this not done? I can't. Well, I know Nathan's in here. Nathan, if you would like to, we could do an interview with you or not. I know Nathan's at least chilling in the chat right now. Looks like we do have Nathan in here. Hello, hello.
Yo, how's it going, man?
Going good. GG on the race, sir.
Thanks.
Looks like you were showing off a lot of swag. They were kind of take me, I guess, through your mindset throughout this match, because I've seen a lot of swag from a lot of people. I felt like you were going in pretty hard there for the first part of it, at least.
Yeah. I was just like, I was watching the race, of course, and just like making sure I was still, somewhat ahead.
Sure. I can imagine, because it looks like it pretty much set up that if you had won tonight, you had pretty much locked up a slot in the bracket portion. But, yeah. I'm assuming, at this point, we're probably going off of whoever has the better time within the tournament. So it seemed like pretty much after it was nice getting to see all the swag, including we got to not just see Funky Kong, but we got to see Cranky Kong and Candy Kong all in this race by you. See, there's really a whole Donkey Kong family came together to pull off this win. So with that, how's your confidence going into the bracket portion of the tournament? You feeling pretty good?
Yeah, I think so. Mm-hmm. Like my goal was to make it to bracket, so I don't really care what happens after this.
Yeah, same for me as well. Do you have, so tell me just kind of, because I talked to so many different people, kind of what the parts of the run that they find themselves practicing the most or stressing the most about. Are you kind of in that group where it's really for you, it's the jump rolls, it's the frame perfect tricks? Or do you find yourself stressing about any specific platforming levels yourself?
I think it's mostly the jump rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which you did pretty...
A bit, like here and there, but...
Which you did pretty good on them here. You were able to hit both Bird Tut, and after a couple of tries, you were, through the platform perils, able to pull off that jump roll as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, good stuff, man. Yeah. Any final thoughts or anything you have here? Kind of late night, I guess, for us.
No, not really.
Well, awesome.
GG, and thanks for the commentary.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, kind of jumped in at the last second. Well, again, GG to you, Nathan. Hopefully you get a favorable spot in the bracket portion of the tournament, which, again, guys, we're coming up on very soon. Moving our way right along here in our next speed gaming tournament, the Donkey Kong Country 80% All Stages tournament. Haven't heard anything from Mill, so I guess we will, let's message one more time. Mill, if you're in here, if you want to get in. Not being a douche might be one of the last times we get to interview you in this tournament.
Yeah, I think he's got one more race left with D10 Kong. And,
Yo, he's in here. Let's pull him in.
Yo,
my boy Millnium. How you doing, dude?
Yo, what's up?
Now, I gotta say, because I praise this a lot. I talked about it a little bit at the end of it. Now, in your last race, you elected to go 100% donkey. Now, it looked like you might have had a little different mindset here. We had some Diddy action at the beginning. I felt like there was a point in that match where you just went, nah, man, we are getting more and more donkey in this race.
Oh no, there was no intent. I'm just bad.
Dude, you could have totally played it off. Just saying, nah, man, I'm the donkey master. I will say there were a lot of points in that run where I was like, man, he's doing a few things here and there with donkey that I did not know were possible.
Yeah?
Just like I'm talking about basic jumps that I thought donkey just couldn't make.
I've never practiced it, so I just roll my donkey, dude.
Dude, I really think there should be more, like, okay, yeah, you can have DKC any all weeklies, but like once like every 6 months, there needs to be like a donkey only race that needs to be held. And just like,
I feel like that's way too often to be donkey.
At first I was gonna say like once a month, but I was like, no, what's it, 2, 3,
maybe like
6
once
months?
every century.
Once every maybe like once every like Olympic cycle or something we can do it. But
could make it an Olympic sport.
Just that by itself.
See, the only problem with donkey only is you can't do any jump rolls, and that's half the fun in this game. So
I was actually gonna ask, can he just straight up not do jump rolls?
He can do some jump rolls.
A few of them.
He can do MCM,
Wink.
obviously, but
You
I
can
think
do
there is
reverse
one in
winkies.
He can do
The reverse winkies. Yeah.
I haven't heard of that. What is that?
I forget which category it's good for. Some meme category. Yeah. You go backwards. Yeah, Claude told me about it. I've never seen it.
Claude?
Yeah, the Claude.
The Claude, actually. Okay, I need to go find a video of this. To learn how to do it?
How does map warp work? Like, it was warping me the 1-2. What's going on?
1-2. You gotta do it on like any other corner.
I was going to say,
I was doing it on the wrong corner.
Corners. 3 of them take you to O-Gang, 1 of them takes you to 1-2. You're doing it on the wrong one.
I knew the 80% one. I've never done the all stages one because obviously I'm friends with Claude. And
you did. Okay,
I'm friends with Claude, so I don't do map work, dude.
Oh, okay.
Understandable.
So when I died at the end of O-Gang. So I said, screw it. And I went back, and then I tried map warping twice, and then I kept going to 1-2. So like, what's going on? So then I did the 80% map warp.
Oh, okay.
Back to the middle of the stage, and that took like 15 tries. It's a terrible trick.
Mel, do you ever think that maybe you spread yourself a little thin on all these tournaments? Like,
I don't. I was practicing this with 70 star, so it almost worked.
I just love the way Nathan put it. There's any other corner.
Nathan told me to practice BOB, so I practiced bomb flip and 70 star.
Wow.
And then better game. It's whatever. I don't know. That's debatable. That's
I got maybe a chance in the next match if I,
mostly salvage. If you just go learn that. I want you to go work on nothing else. Just work on that map warp. Just try any of the other corners besides 1-2.
Yeah, the one we use is the one right next to Reptile Rumble.
I was just mashing the entire length of the two
right,
and I kept finding the bad one apparently.
Which is hilarious because I've done that as well. It seems like whenever you're always trying to just mash on that corner that sends you to the desired warp, but then you'll end up if you ever just accidentally mash that other side, it is 100% of the time you will always go to 1-2. I swear.
Yeah. See,
it will pick you up.
You gotta warm up the mash by starting as soon as you start moving.
Right, exactly. Which
it's hard to start from. It's hard to start from 0. You know.
Now, both of y'all gotta admit to me right now. Do either of you? Is it a tool-assisted mash?
No way, no way. I have a special mash that I do with, like, I turn the controller upside down and I put, like, my ring and middle finger over, like, one half of the button. So, like, my ring goes on top of A and X, and my middle goes on top of B and Y. And then I use my thumb on the back and then mash really hard.
I use the same mash as I use in SMRPG, like in battles. Just, man. I just like bring the controller left to right. So I hit D-pad too. It's just part of it.
I should teach you that
special. It got me 15 try. Why am I teaching you?
Well, no. I don't want you to teach me. I'm asking Nathan.
I was doing aim pursuit runs like right before this, and I got first try twice in a row, and then you get tired after that, and I was getting like 10 try. So
there was one point when you went into Orangutan Gang and you grabbed the can and you were walking with Donkey for a while. I was like, is he like trying to do some sort of an any percent route here? I thought you were just like, nah, man, this match is over. I'm going for it.
I did that in my last match too. I was just trying to think of some way to just mess around with it. Sure. But I'll soft lock. So
right. Well, guys, that was a treat. Thank you for letting me get to commentate that and letting us all get to watch it.
Yeah, man.
Y'all had a real good time in there. Best of luck to both of you guys moving on. I believe, Nathan, I think that was your last match in pools.
Yeah, that was my last match.
So best of luck, more than likely moving on to the bracket portion. And Mill, best of luck in your final match, I believe, with I think his name is DI10 Kong, I believe.
Yeah, I think we're doing that on Friday.
So nice. We'll be looking forward to that. We still have a handful of pools matches left for you guys here in the DKC tournament, and then we'll be moving on to the bracket portion. But I think that's going to do it for us here tonight. I don't know if we have any other things lined up on speed gaming after this. I haven't heard anything. So if not for that, we could pick out a raid target. Go pick something out. I don't know if you boys see something you want to raid.
Yo, our boy the Claude is playing 70 star right now.
What? No, you're lying. He is?
I'm not lying.
Dude,
he's trying to cut Twig right now.
Dude, get in there right now. This is like one of the greatest streams I've ever heard of. What is this?
And you got Donkey, famous Donkey Runner, the Juice, dancing on the side. So enjoy.
Is it just the Claude, no underscores?
No, this Claude. Just Claude.
It's just Claude. The Claude. No, okay. Claude. Oh, what is our raid message, dude?
Something about Twig. I don't know. Twig and DKC1. Something. I don't know.
Dude, Twig and DKC1. What do we say? Oh, Twig, Christmas. So some of you donkey memers in here in the chat, like you guys know what it is. What's a donkey meme? I haven't been in here long enough.
I don't know. Something about map warp.
Twig, map warp. You know, just amalgamation. Twig, map warp.
Twig supports map warp. Do that. There you go.
Twig supports map warp. Okay, let him know. I was like, you guys are the biggest memers in the speedrunning community. How do we not have something for this? Guys, just head on over there and let them know that Twig supports map warp.
Nice.
I can't post it multiple times because I'm not a mod in here apparently. But yeah, get in there. This is the greatest stream I've ever heard of in my life. So enjoy, guys, and we will see you on the other side for more speed gaming action here every single day, packed. So see you guys.
See ya. GG.
GG.